Are you ready? I said, are you ready? You are listening to Voice of the Fans Sportscast, brought to you by none other than the voices of the fans. Discussing football, basketball, news, trending topics. The one-stop shop for all things sports. Voice of the Fans Sportscast. Hosted by none other than Ben Swift Reynolds, Taylor Gatwood, 100% RC, Professor Damian Flowers, and Tyler Wright. Voice of the Fans Sportscast.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Voice of Fans Sportscast. I'm your host, Ben Swift Reynolds. We have 100% RC with us and most unknown. What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, man?
Feel good to be back.
Dealing with this heat as usual.
Man, 93 today. They said it felt like 97. I believe it. Lucky for me, I had to do some work inside the house. So I ain't had to go out in the heat, man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, football is right around the corner. Man, we got a couple more Sunday. Like I said, like I tell RC today, training camp starts in July. Then you go into August in the preseason. I mean, we right there, fellas. Right there.
Yep, we right there.
Yeah, can't wait for the season.
Man, tell me about it. I'm just ready to see other teams play. I'm kind of excited to see Tyler Shook play, see what he have. Man, I've been hearing some comparisons to Carson Wentz and some other players, other quarterbacks. So kind of intrigued to see how he gonna right the ship his rookie year. I mean, we got a lot of great stories going into the NFL season, so it's gonna be a lot of eyes for sure on some of these players. So, man, but we're going to kick off with some NBA. Man, a lot of stuff been going down. A lot of stuff. Let's get into it. Man, so Dame Dolla, Damian Lillard was let go by a bus. Everybody heard the big news. Even he was shocked about of himself getting let go. He was speculating that Giannis knew, but who knows that Giannis know or not, because it seemed like he was surprised. So the Bucks bringing Miles Turner, let go of Dame. Now Dame is searching for a new home. Mose, man, what do you think would be the perfect place for him to play it?
I really don't know. I mean, he's 30 plus years old, coming from the ACL injury. Lakers could try to get him. I mean, I don't see him going to a competitor of any sort. I'm not sure what team would really want him at this point.
You heard the Heat. Some people speculate Lakers. It was one more team that was thrown out there, the Golden State Warriors. But that's a good question. Where is the perfect fit for him though? Because look, Golden State already got Curry. Maybe the Lakers, they might need a point, but I really don't see just like a perfect fit for him. Marcy, what you think?
I think you need to go back to Portland. If not Portland, maybe the Clippers. Everybody's always connected to the Lakers, man. I'm kind of over that. Every time somebody's about to move or somebody's disgruntled or going through anything, they always get to the Lakers. The Lakers are one bad day away from being in the negative. LeBron, with everything that's going on over there, two ball dominant people already, and then how do he fit with Luka? That he's not what Kyrie is, and he's gonna be coming off of an Achilles, so he's not gonna be himself. The only person I've seen that came back from an Achilles and looked like themselves or better is Kevin Durant. everybody else haven't looked like themselves. And you look at Dame. Dame is not an uber athletic person, so he'll always be able to shoot. But perfect fit is Portland, and possibly the Clippers or something like that, or either the Nuggets to help Jamal Murray get off the ball.
Go ahead, Moses. Like you pondering something.
I say the Rockets. I think the Rockets would be a great fit for him. You know, they could use some scoring on their team because they already a defensive team or whatnot.
Yeah, that was the other team that Jay brought up, the Rockets. You know, yeah, I can see it because did they bring back that point guard? I know I think he did sign a deal.
Van
I'm talking
Fleet.
Uh
about, yeah.
yeah, Van Fleet. I think he did sign a deal back with the Rockets. But we just saw it a couple of days ago they trade Cam Whitmore. So additional scoring wouldn't be hard. KD won't have shoulder load because sometimes Dane can take over at certain crucial spots. So that's kind of intriguing with the Rockets. It just all depends on, can they get a deal done?
Oh,
And the injury. And you trading for an injured player. So teams are they're gonna be hesitant to do this. You don't even know if he's gonna come back, and when he shows back up, whenever he shows back up. It's an Achilles. And the only person, like I said, Kobe didn't even look like himself post Achilles is Kevin Durant. And so
Mm-hmm.
gotta be
but
mindful of that.
regardless, my bad to cut you off, but regardless of what team he'll go to, you don't have to give him some big time contract. He's being paid over the next 5 years, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep,
So
Coming as
he
blood.
on the
that's true.
books. He on the Bucks book for a long time. Just
Yeah.
like how
5 years.
just like how we the Bronco paying Russ all that money and still paying him. The next team he go to, they could just give him. I doubt that he'll take it. They could just give him the veteran minimum if they wanted to. Because I mean, you already getting all these millions of dollars. So, I mean, if a team want to take a chance, you know, start off low, and I wouldn't go higher than whatever number they suggest.
I think
Yeah,
Dame is gonna name the place he goes. He's a veteran. He's gonna end up picking the team versus the team picking him because people are gonna be looking at the name and they're not gonna say no. He should have went to Miami, but I don't think he wants to get in Miami Heat shape. Uh, but with that being said, Portland just ended there, bro. Ended Portland.
the one team that I was curious about, cause Drew Holiday, he was just let go. The Celtics, they seem like they got a hole right there.
I think the Celtics are trying to reload. So
They
why
they
would you
just
bring a guy there who has a injury as the other guy you got there? Timetables could parallel. Timetables might not match up. You don't even know if they're gonna play. Like they got so hurt. They got hurt so late in the year. Achilles is 12 months. I did mine year and a half, I guess. But them are special athletes. But 12 months is 12 months. So we're gonna see. I think Halliburton is out. He ain't coming back. So
Well, Jason Tatum was shown already working out, already training in the pool, getting rehabilitation. So he might be sooner than later. But of course, they probably gonna drag him on as precaution. They
yeah,
probably not gonna rush him back, but I'm pretty sure he gonna be back to full strength. Um,
yeah.
it's just curious, man. The Rockets, they seem like the darling already of the NBA. Everybody
I,
fawning over them. Go ahead.
yeah. I was gonna say I don't know about Boston because Boston really need a center at this point. They need a big man. So I mean, also Dame don't really add anything for you defensively, especially if you're getting rid of somebody like Drew. So I'm not sure if Boston a good fit for him. I mean, if they do bring him in, they bring him in because of the name, and he'll make money for him.
Yep, like you said, the Celtics are trying to reload at this point because nobody saw them getting beat like that. Uh, like I said, the Rockets are darlings, man. Everybody, talking about them. Where will you rank the Rockets right now, RC? Before they even hit the court,
Man,
where will you
listen.
put this team?
I've done this with Kevin Durant before. It's nothing against Kevin Durant, but Vegas, I'm gonna say forget Vegas. If it was another gambling site called RC's, we've seen this dude do this before, and I did to me personally. I would just be patient with it. Did I go out or did y'all go out? Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I went out.
Ben went
Yeah.
out.
So
Yeah.
I would just I don't rank them nowhere on paper. They look like Brooklyn Nets. Remember the Brooklyn Nets? On paper, they look like the Phoenix Suns until they actually go out and do it. The only thing difference is the other two teams that I named didn't have Ime Udoka. I mean, he coach. So, and they got every piece you need to be a good championship team. But until I see Kevin Durant win with somebody not named Steph Curry or Russell Westbrook, I'm gonna wait. So, I would probably rank them if I had a top five. They would probably be five until they show me they can be till they go out and play.
What you thinking, most?
Man, I got them high. I think three at the most. I mean, they finished second in their conference. I think with KD, getting rid of Jalen Green, you finally got a consistent score because your defense is already set. So two, top three, I think they'll get it done. As far as
On
what they
paper,
do in the
on
yeah,
paper, right? So
on
this is
paper
what
and everything.
this is my problem with Houston though. So every year teams are different. Like 2 years ago, Detroit was the bottom feeders, and then the next year they turned into world beaters. Houston was world beaters. Now what's can they put 2 seasons together of productivity? Now here's the thing: I don't expect the Nuggets to stay down. I expect OKC. If y'all been watching Summer League, that dude that they drafted 2 years ago, that foreigner, he has arrived. Okay, that baby delivered, and now so hey, it gets tougher. So, but those teams, what those teams have over Houston is familiarity, chemistry. So I'm with you. Talent wise, they should be right there. 1, 2. This should be 1, 2, or 3. But I'm gonna wait and see.
Yeah, definitely tennis wise. I think that's why everybody so emerald by the Rockets moves and stuff like that. But they can't forget about the Nuggets. They gonna re up, and like you mentioned about OKC, they still young and hungry, and man. So they gonna bring in guys that they have in the G League and bring them up. So it's just like you expect a lot from the Rockets, but the
Oh,
history shows with certain teams like that loading up, they usually don't fare well first season.
it's interesting you bring up OKC because if I'm correct, they have like I think 5, maybe even 7 first round picks for the next 5 years. If they can use that to get any player they want at this point, if they want to use it for trade capital. So it it's interesting what OKC is going to do because they just so stacked. They already won, and you got you just.
And
I
playing with
mean, I
house
never
money.
seen. It's something I never seen before. To be able to win this young and you good for the next 3 years, really.
So what happened with them though is how get a second chance to do something right. They did this one time before with young pieces like this, and they didn't finish it. And this time they finished it. So they're a blessed organization to get another opportunity to have that many young pieces in their prime, and they finished it. So that is scary, man. It's just something about OKC plain uniforms ain't nothing, and they go out and they just handle business. Even this playing style is
Hmm.
is bland, but they handle business and they ran. Is Presti still there? GM owner?
Yes,
Yeah, that dude should
he
be. He
he the
should
one
be.
that brought he the one that brought in. Shoot, I mean, he the one that got his
He made
GA
the
from the
trade with
Clips.
Paul Pitt for Jeff
Paul Paul George.
Paul
Paul.
George for SGA. But
Hmm.
I think that dude should be up there with Jerry West, like far as GMs getting it done. That dude is
Yeah,
good.
yeah, cause he was patient and he knew went to move players and went not to move players. I
Such a
mean,
bad
look
move from the Clippers, man. God,
Clippers. They had so many chances to build a
they
great
had a lot. They had a
franchise.
lot of pieces, man.
They
The past
did,
few years,
man.
they just got rid of all of that.
Squander it. They got frustrated. They got in a hurry instead of just letting that junk kind of settle. I mean, you can't build Rome in one night. You know what I'm saying? They should have just kept trying and trying until they got it right. But they got impatient and they traded away pieces that they shouldn't have. You know what happened? They would have kept SGA and some of the other characters. You think do y'all think SGA would develop if he was there with the Clippers? Or it's just the organization per se.
For me, I think you're saying the question was SGA. What was the question?
Would SGA flourish with the Clippers? Kyle, you know everybody like. Well, they did have SGA, but they traded him to OKC. But
He
now I'm
was
thinking, I'm like, would he still be able to flourish and develop into that player?
he was
No,
coming.
that's the question.
I think he got the freedom that he needed in OKC because had he there, we don't know if they still make that move with Kawhi. But if it stays as it is, he probably does. Because I mean, you ask Chris Paul. Chris Paul said he was coming. He was coming. He said he was already a budding superstar. So I think so, man. I think the kid was gonna be what he is. But just looking at it, the Clippers have done this a couple of times. I don't want to go back historically, but they do this. They get rid of the wrong pieces at the wrong time. But here we are.
Also,
Yep.
I want to correct myself. OKC has 7 first-round picks in the next 3 years.
Yeah.
3 first round, 26, 3 first round, 27. That's insane.
That is insane. I mean, that's good management right there.
Can't even do that on the game, man.
So, with that being said, do y'all think the Big Three era is over? I mean, you saw Bleacher Report try to do the Big Three with the Lakers with Luka, Ayton, and LeBron. You know, do y'all think that's finally coming to the end, where you try and get 3 major superstars on the same team to run titles?
That ended during Brian Heat days.
And you only truly got one championship out of that blueprint, that model. You only got one championship, and that was the Miami Heat. Everybody else failed at it. It's a copycat league. Look for teams to copy what OKC is doing. So, I mean,
yep,
it just looks good, but it never worked really. It didn't even work in Miami. Everybody had to dumb their game down for LeBron. You remember?
Yeah,
you know what? Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm about to say because with basketball, you just need your 1A, then your 2, your 1 and 2 scores, and then you build a team.
It's funny with the whole Big Three when teams are trying to do that. Y'all realize that with the team's failures, other players have thrived in. Like y'all remember what the Brooklyn Nets did when they had KG, Paul Pierce, and Joe Johnson.
Yeah.
And they traded away. They had draft picks, traded them away, and then these draft picks end up becoming Jason Tatum. End up becoming the other what's the name on the Celtics? I can't think of his name.
Brown.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. You know what I'm saying? So, all with these failures, I guess great players end up developing. Wow.
It's a double-edged sword though, because where you're correct, they feel like they risk takers. They saying like, well, we're trying to win now. We don't got time to wait on anybody to develop. That's why the Lakers are failing. Okay, in LeBron's tenure, they got that champion in the bubble, but outside of that, it hadn't worked anymore. And the only way you get the championship in the bubble is because it was just a hard time in the world at the time. People wasn't really invested in sports. But
no fans.
Teams should really open their eyes. Like we just watched the Pacers go to the NBA championship.
Yeah, for sure. And we saw the
Miami nobody had them.
We seen the Miami Heat do it a few years ago. It could be done. Yeah.
It definitely can be done. So man, I just gotta ask this question about before we get to LeBron and Lakers. Ace Bailey, what y'all think? He had a very good performance last night. What y'all ceiling for him? You know, everybody clowning him because they're like, he didn't want to go to the Jazz. He looked mad and upset because he got drafted by the Jazz. But we all, with y'all perspective, what y'all see his ceiling is for Ace. We'll start with you, most.
Uh it's too young. It's hard to judge off of a summer league game. You know what I'm saying? But the kid got talent, man, and I like his game. And look, I mean, he ain't the only player that didn't want to get drafted by a team. I mean, Steph didn't want to get drafted with Golden State, but guess what? He still came to work. You know what I'm saying? So same thing gonna happen with Ace. He gonna still come to work and show up. And yeah, I mean, who that? Utah, if you will.
Yeah, he's with Utah.
Yeah, they got a good player with
What's
player
your
of the
thoughts?
future.
Oh, my bad. What's your thoughts, RC, on Ace Bailey?
So
You think he have potential to be a star?
he reminds me of Brandon Miller that plays for the Charlotte Hornets. Same build, probably a little taller. He don't have his athleticism. Have that same build, same Tracy McGrady. That long, lanky, athletic, can score. But I think the problem with figure out what Ace gonna be is it's not about if he's gonna be fully is he gonna buy into Utah, being in Utah? Because once them chips are coming in, I'm sure he'll get right. I think it's just with the league being where it's at, the way he played at Rutgers, would he have that? Because Laurie Marketing is there, so
Mm-hmm.
playing with a guy, they got a bunch of players that's built the same way. If you look at Utah's roster, we pulled it up right now and get the height, they got a bunch of the same type of players, and so how you play that, what type of basketball you want to play. When you watch Oklahoma City, they have a little bit of everything. If you want to go big, they bring in the big white guy, was Hollistein, whatever his name, Hartenstein.
Hard
And
time.
then if they don't want to play him, they'll bring in William Bitch. And if they don't want to do that, they'll put Chet at the 5 and go small. You know, they got a bunch of different ways to skin the cat. So they got a bunch of long athletic players, and it's like Laurie Marketing and Ace Bailey, like being able to play together. They're gonna have to figure out how to play together. Yeah, man. I think he'll be okay. It's the NBA. You can score 20 in your sleep in the NBA today. I'm not really. That was the thing with Cooper Flagg was saying. Can Cooper Flagg dominate in the NBA? Yeah, he'll be fine, man. Because you got to think about it. Draymond Green is still LeBron James is still getting 25 points in this NBA at
Mm-hmm.
40 years old. So Ace will be fine. I just don't know if he maturity wise, if you don't mature and grow up,
Yeah,
he might not reach stardom, but he'll be fine.
I think that what most people questions about him is his maturity. He obviously can play. It's just can he just put all that other stuff to the side and just come to work as Mo said. Man, so I seen something interesting. Jay, he sent me a message over on Instagram how people were saying that Cooper Flagg will have a greater impact on the Dallas Mavericks than Luka. What's your thoughts on that, RC?
I'm gonna tell you something, man. Luka is a Laker. Luka is lazy. Um, so Nico knows something we don't. Jason Kidd knows something we don't. Um, I'm sure Kyrie don't talk about it, but it's something there with Luka. I watch Luka and LeBron play together, and I get aggravated. I mean, it's some nights LeBron's on the floor acting like he hurt, and Luka is fighting with the ref. So what that is, boss, 5-on-3. Okay, then Luka shoots a 3. Luka shoots a 3. If LeBron's back in transition, a 3. Most of the time when you shoot a 3, you're in transition if you miss. And Luka feel like he get fired, he stops playing. Then he don't defend. So it's a lot of things. And every offseason, one more thing, they always paying attention to him to see if he's physically in shape.
Mm-hmm.
I see some cuts in his arm, and then he puts his jersey on. It turns into a fat suit. So I'm not gonna say he's gonna have a greater impact than Luka, Because out of shape Luka average 30, he might be more of a professional. He might be more suited to be in Dallas. He might have a bigger. He might embrace that role. One of his favorite players, Michael Jordan. So maybe he'll embrace being the guy. But as far as having a bigger impact, we shall see about that. But I ain't gonna lie, I ain't British. My heart and mind has changed about Luka Doncic. I don't trust him.
I agree, RC. When I watch Luka play, I ain't really see a lot of Dallas Mavericks games, but when I watch Lakers, I just can't be. I just feel disgusted watching him because he cries on every little thing. Instead of about worrying about basketball, he cries about a little touch on arm, a little bump going to the hole. He might fall to the ground by himself, and he cries about that. And that's just not gonna work with him, LeBron. Cause LeBron, we already got one guy that's about those type of antics. We don't need two guys.
Yep.
So it's too much. It's too much cons with Luka. Then that's the problem. I think that's why Mavericks fans are probably saying that because they saw him not come to camp in shape or be overweight, and that he tends to play the rest instead of playing the game more. Like you say, even though he's a walking double-double or triple-double, whatever you want to say, but it's just when the moments come up, can he overcome a little touch foul, a little as something not going his way? Can he overcome that? Most Flagg a bigger impact than Luka. I just say this: how the Dallas Mavericks are constructed right now, it seems like he might have a bigger impact. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, they look pretty good, minus the injuries, but I don't know. Like, I guess impact on how they play.
I guess they said great impact. I guess I I'm guessing what they saying bigger legacy, like they win a title or do something
I
like
don't
that
know.
to a certain extent.
Luka legacy is huge.
What did he do?
Shoot, man. Luka retired. Luka, say what you want about Luka, but he can retire now. He going to the Hall of Fame. I
No,
mean,
That's not
no.
hard to say. That's not hard to
But
get in
listen,
though, most.
shoot.
but that's when you by
Man
you
been balling
saying that,
since
bro.
17.
That tell
And
you what the NBA is at. For you to say right now, his age, that and everything he's accomplished right now, if he stopped playing, he'll go into the Hall of Fame. That tell me it's not a stand. The standard is the bar isn't that high no more in the NBA. Like
I disagree. I mean, the stats are there. The man been balling since 17.
So
hey,
is it more about him stats getting him to the Hall of Fame or him winning? Because like I said, it made it to the final, but there's nothing really to show for it
okay,
after that.
here's a true question.
Oh, he has one
Most,
MVP, right? Or no MVPs?
who would you rather have most? Because they're the same player. James Harden. Do you see James Harden as a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but James been in the league how long?
What, about 12 years now?
Okay, so
Plus.
let's say at the 12-year mark, if you say that, I'm riding with you with Luka. But right now, he guess what he did? He left a market. Well, he didn't leave a market. They traded him. But he's in La La Land. If he don't get a championship, he going to the Hall of Fame. It's no standard. But he'll be viewed differently because now he's in LA. See what I'm saying? It's kind of like it went from if he played in Dallas, because only one guy has ever won in Dallas, that's Dirk. But if he plays in Dallas career, he can be fine. They'll be fine. The league will be fine with it. He won't be viewed a certain way. But now that he's in LA, there's this expectation that I don't agree with. And now he has to deliver because everybody else who's come to that team has delivered, LeBron included. Now the big fish has to come deliver.
And I don't think he delivered when that old man is still on the team.
No, he's not going to deliver with LeBron on the team. I'm saying because I agree with you. He is a hooper. It no matter if a truck has a V8 engine in it, but it's beat up, and it goes fast, and it works, and it does what it needs to do, it gets the job done, fine. It don't matter the visually how he looks. It's all about getting the job done. He does, but it's that playing style he plays. Man, it's hard to watch on a night in and night out basis, bro, and it's hard. Probably officiating coach too, because he just be all over the place. So
Okay. I don't know. Yeah, it's just different. You know, when I play basketball, you get fouled, you let the coach handle it, you just get back on defense. We'll talk about it.
In
But it
this
seems like
case, you
Luka,
got
he
to
just
in this NBA, you need to get your butt back on defense. Them dudes
you're
be
right. That's what
man.
I'm
Listen,
saying.
the
Right.
game
That's
going
what I'm
this way.
saying. Mm-hmm.
the thing with Luca, and well, he brung up the laziness. Like we we all know Luca can average 35, 12, and 10. But my question is, can he do that in the playoffs?
Hmm.
And I don't think so. While at the same time playing defense, we all know he got slow feet, especially on the defensive end. Like that's why I'm like,
And that's why I think they everybody, it might be just Dallas fans being bitter, but they kind of pumping up Cooper Flagg. Cause we saw Cooper Flagg play defense, score, and just have an all around game, and that might be a better utensil for the Dallas Mavericks how they are constructed now than Luca. Even though, like I
Listen,
said, that's hard though. Luca took them to the championship, so that's a hard thing to compare. But if you look at the overall game and overall team structure, Cooper Flag, I feel like he's a better piece per se
as
right now for them.
all three of us on the panel right now, which one would you rather coach? Coachable, talented. I'm saying this is one player I'm describing. He's coachable, talented, 18 years old, and full of potential. Favorite player is Michael Jordan. Or do you want to coach brash, young, lot defensive liability, lead scorer, moody, out of shape? I mean, the list goes on and on. Which one seems like a better job for you? Have you seen JJ Redick trying to deal with that? Which one would you rather have or rather deal with in this moment?
Something I know when I walk through them doors into the gym that I don't have nothing to worry about.
Self-motivated
The
is
player that
always
give me,
easier
yeah,
to me.
yeah,
Self-motivated is easier.
mm-hmm.
Not knocking him. It's the same way with James Harden. You're not going to, just in the NBA and just like the National Football League, defense, they say defense wins championship. It still does. It just proved it. But you got to defend somebody, man. Even if you're the worst player, they give you the worst guy. You can't leave that guy, man.
man, let me tell you, like the way OKC were playing defense
Man,
all season, it just that's why I'm like, I don't see Luca doing that anytime soon.
and
Even the
most,
Pacers, how they
it's
were
a
playing
copycat
defense.
league. It's a copycat league. Watch how people start back playing defense.
Mm-hmm.
History finna repeat itself. Detroit's already doing it. Cleveland's already doing it.
Houston,
Rockets.
Houston doing it. Like that smothering, suffocating defense is back. And these guys are longer and more athletic. So I ain't gonna say more athletic, but they're just as and but they're actually have more length. These guys are I wouldn't if that's the thing about Utah, I wouldn't wanna have to try to shoot over size all night long. Like, no. You like Lil Bow Wow trying to shoot over Kobe. It just ain't gonna go. It ain't gonna go well.
You're right. You're right. So let's stay with the Lakers. LeBron. That speculation is that he's mulling leaving. Um, everybody thinking Cleveland going back home. He's saying that he's looking at how the team is constructed now. Now I'm guessing he's thinking, is it a championship team or it's time to start over and go somewhere else? Because he's probably not like seeing how the team is being ran right now. So he's having issues. LeBron, let's start with you, RC, since you're a Laker fan. LeBron's mulling the possibility of leaving. Good
So
move or bad move on his part?
it's probably gonna go viral. All right, it's gonna probably chap some people's asses. I really am exhausted. Like I'm tired of LeBron and Aaron Rodgers. Great athletes, done a lot for their leagues. Great ambassadors of the game. Awesome at everything they've done. MVPs, championships. Done a lot for the game. It's time for both of them to let it go, especially LeBron James. Like, bro, you mulling over a roster you constructed. Like your son taking a roster spot. You know, your son is taking a roster spot, bro. Literally, like that's one. problem you have. And then the Lakers are a few days away, possibly, from being in the red. Every team you go to, you leave them in the red. Mulling over where you going next. Like the next place you need to be going, dude, is the house. You 40 years old, dude. There's nothing wrong with allowing these young cats. They say these YNs to have league. What's wrong with that? What is it? You ever remember that movie? Is it Paid in Full Most? Where he said, "If I leave the league, would they still love me?" You know, because without the
They still
league,
gonna
most
love me, man.
is they still gonna love me, man. I love the game. He don't know how to
Love the
lead. They
hustle.
don't know how to lead the game. And so the longer it goes, it's not gonna mess with your legacy. It's in the cement. People will start getting aggravated and annoyed by you. Like Laker fans who have accepted you in, like we trying to give you some grace, dude. It's time to move. What are you mulling over? Look at that roster. You and Luka, top 70. Well, Luka's not top 75, but you and Luka together should be enough to get done what you got to get done. So, dude, man, I'm over the LeBron James experience. How many more years are you trying to play, man? That's the question. What is the number?
Okay.
At
I tell his other son, man.
least
So eight.
CP3 gave us this year, and then Aaron Rodgers said he's done. Like LeBron is just, and if y'all seen him pop in Cleveland on a golf course,
So he going. You know, he was at the Cleveland practice facility a couple of days ago.
he was. Yeah, I saw that. He had his arm around the guy. Just typical LeBron, cannot not be in the news, dude. Like, and now too, in closing, dude. Is it me or is it even? Do you get tired of just talking about it? Like, dude, why? What are we talking about with him mulling over a roster? I'm exhausted.
Apparently not. With his podcast still going on,
Yeah.
he like talking about himself and what he sees. Most LeBron, is it a good move for him to move on or stay with the Lakers? I mean, they brought in Aiden. They might lose.
You said that like that
Can't
was
think of his
good.
name right now. What you say?
You said that like that was good. Another lazy player.
Hey, he said they brought in Aiden. He said he wanted a big man, so
Another
they brought him a big man.
big laziness.
Yeah,
Boy,
RC the one who showed me the video of Aiden standing on a baseline and they just going after rebounds with Joker. He just watching. I was like, yeah, as a head coach, that would have my board, my blood boiling, man. I probably have to run on court,
Yeah.
go talk to him. So most it's good move or bad move, LeBron to move on.
I mean, the only other if he wants to move on, the only other place he should go to is the house. Hang it up, man. I mean, what you mulling over? There's nothing to mull over. The roster, it is what it is, and you take it or leave it. I think he's just trolling us, for clicks and views at this point.
Man, you think he have enough clicks and views? Like I said, he probably took that picture in Cleveland practice facility for views for a photo op. But like I said, the
Well,
speculation of
he
him going
probably
back to
got key.
Cleveland.
He probably got keys to the facility. He could just walk on in.
Right, he probably do.
At 2 in the
So
morning, nobody there. He just walks on in because why not?
he probably could train there anytime he want to. But would that be a good move with him going back to Cleveland? You think that'll be an awesome move for the
No,
Cleveland Cavaliers and LeBron?
no.
Let's hear what's why.
What
Let's hear the why.
Cleveland got? They 4-5 man deep already. You know what I'm saying? With how the roster constructed. I mean, who you gonna move in Cleveland to get them? Because you would have to trade them. I'm not trading.
Who's gonna
I'm
give
not
up
trading
the young talent for older
I'm not
guy?
trading in Van. You go trade a Van Mobley? I wouldn't do that. Donovan Mitchell? No. I wouldn't even trade Ty Jerome. I just wouldn't.
Right.
They got Cleveland got the roster. It's just the injury the unfortunate injuries. But when healthy, they're a hell of a team. They could go to the championship for sure. It's just the injuries, man. But
Who's gonna give up young, talented players for a 40-year-old superstar that still sees himself
look
as the best in the league?
I know the only other person I know that would do that, but he's in the NFL. Perhaps Jerry Jones will do something like
He will do it.
that.
Spot on.
Relive the glory days.
Jerry
You
Jones
spot
hit
on.
like Jerry Jones like LeBron. Let me
Wait,
trade.
wait, 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 wait. I'm gonna disagree now. Jerry had an opportunity to do it a couple times, and he passed on the agent superstar. Like he had an opportunity to get Derrick Henry, and it's coming out now. He had the opportunity to get Saquon Barkley and didn't do it. So I don't know. I think he's loyal
Well,
to the
that's
people, only loyal to the people he drafted.
Yeah, that has to do with his cheat, him being cheap. But
yeah, that's him getting Barkley and him not even calling Derrick Henry. I think that's him being a
don't even
cheapo.
giving a man a phone call. Okay.
Right? How Derrick Henry was talking, he was gonna give him a discount. So all right, let's get to some NBA news. Halliburton's out for the season. I was kind of shocked by that. Cause most guys they come back.
Oh no,
Late in the season.
I mean, you don't want to risk. Don't risk it.
KD
Just
came back pretty fast. He came back during the playoffs, I think, of
yeah, but
last year.
with Halliburton your future. So take as much
Yeah.
time he need at this point.
Pablo Banchero signed a 5-year, $287 million deal.
Good signing.
Great signing.
Absolutely.
They got their future locked up and everything. So, like the Magic are ready to take the next move and the next leap.
That's a lot of money, man.
That is a
Hold
lot
on,
of money,
y'all
man.
talking about my boy Pablo.
Yeah, you need to get his jersey.
Man, listen, Paulo, that's my boy, man. I'm a freaking Magic fan. That's my second team right there.
No,
Paulo.
nah.
Yeah, that's where it's at with the Lakers, bro. I'd rather watch the Orlando Magic than watch the Lakers play every night, man. Magic just play random basketball. So.
Watch some real basketball. All right, man. That was our NBA talk. We're gonna move on to the NFL, but right now we got a little promo ad. Get 25% off Swift Energy. You need a little pick me up to get you through your day or to do a podcast. Hey, grab some Swift Energy. What's that blue raspberry? That's it. 25% off. Use our code BOF13. So, man, I looked over the schedule for the NFC East and I'll do a record prediction. And y'all give me a grade. In the chat, y'all tell me what y'all think of my grade of my rankings too /records. So I have the Eagles. Hold on, let me do something real quick. So last year my rankings all pretty spot on. Well, besides the Commanders, Eagles I had 11-6. The Cowboys had 9-8. Commanders are 7-10. Commanders came out of nowhere, and yeah, they did their thing. Nobody saw the Commanders doing that. And then I had the Giants 4-13, and last year the Giants went 3-14. So I gave one more extra win. But my new prediction for the NFC East, I have the Eagles at 12-5. I have the Commanders at 10-7. I have the Cowboys at 9-8. And I have the Giants at 6-11. So the same rankings, the same standings as last year. Eagles first, Commanders number 2, Cowboys number 3, Giants still last. What's my grade, fellas?
I'm gonna say a B.
What got you thinking? The Commanders? Is the Commanders what got you thinking?
Yep. Because the issue with the National Football League, all of us can attest to this, can agree to this. What you were last year, you will not be that this year. And now they go from the hunters to being hunted. They will be people. They will have a bullseye on their backs like never before. I think Dallas, who wins this division in 21 and 23, reemerges. They won't be world beaters, but they'll be better. They always play the East wrong. So I think I'm picking Dallas. I'm picking someone else to win that division, not named Philadelphia. Thinking it's gonna
They,
be either
yeah.
maybe Dallas or either maybe the Commanders. I don't, maybe Dallas or Philadelphia, but I see the Commanders. It's tough. That division is tough because now that I think about it,
It
they're
is.
all built the same. They're all built
The only
exactly the same. Go ahead.
I gave the Eagles 2 more losses than last year because I didn't see them redoing 14-3. Gave them 12-5. My only thing about the Eagles, though, how they built, they didn't hardly lose anything. They still got the same defensive core, and they got younger
Yeah,
in
they got
that
another
defense.
linebacker. Yeah,
They
another
got
linebacker.
really young. All them guys are still on rookie contracts.
Tell you
So
a player they lost that they're gonna really miss. This might sound
who was it?
crazy as hell, but everywhere
CJ
he
Gardner.
goes, he is really a dog. He changes the temperature in the room. He raises levels of play. And I think CJ Gardner, who had that Detroit Lions team motivated to beat the Browns. They was finna beat them in that NFC Championship game. And then he was really good with the Saints. He was really good with the Eagles the first go round. It was in the Super Bowl. So they're gonna miss him. I think just that division. Hell, the Giants may be good. See, because the Giants got a really good defense. And if Russ don't just turn the ball over there, they might be good. So it's a toss-up.
Yeah, the Giants, they did add some pieces to the offense. It just, do they have enough? Cause the secondary is what I worry about with the Giants, but they do got a great front seven on the defense. I mean, they got so many names, I can't name them all right now.
Yeah, that's good.
So I can see them winning 2 more games, maybe going 8-9. But that division is really tough. And with the Cowboys, I just not liking the roster at all. I mean, they bring in Miles Sanders and they bring in some other running back. Can't think of his name. Still, we saw Turpin get arrested 3 days ago. So they still don't have a true number 2 receiver. Well, oh yeah, George Pickens. They
Yeah,
brought in
Pickens.
George Pickens, but the O line is questionable. They're not like they used to be. So
So
can they run the ball effectively given that time? And can the back end of the defense hold up? Diggs haven't been himself in like 2 years.
right.
So
So I'm
it just
I'm gonna retract this statement. Looking at this roster about the Cowboys. Jerry Jones, you done did it again. You slick son of a gun. You done did it again. What you done did is your team needs stitches, and you putting band on stuff. Like you're exactly right. He addressed nothing. He promised a move, and it was a move it was like a move to get the fan base going. But you're exactly right. Looking at this roster, nothing just jumps off the roster. Most you got to pull this roster up. Like,
they
yeah,
ain't
they
been
finished
dead squad.
last. The Giants got a
Yeah,
better roster than
I'll
you.
being generous. I'll being generous because they
Ben,
got Dak. They actually got a
Ben, what you
quarterback.
got what you got the Cowboys again?
I got them 8-9.
Shoot, man.
The Giants might finish above the Cowboys because the
Yeah,
Giants actually
sure.
have a better roster.
I'm about to
And like
say the thing with the Giants is that they defense, they could have a top defense if if it wasn't for the secondary. But they defense actually pretty good. Pretty damn decent. It just the O line is,
yeah,
skittish. But I mean you got Russ and
neighbors, and they got
Malik
another rookie wide
Neighbors.
receiver in the first round. I forgot
Right.
his name.
So I mean you got some talent there. You got the Giants how many games?
6-11. It just, I don't know about the O line. Can Russ really
That's pretty
maneuver?
good. Ceiling
Well,
could be 7. Ceiling could be 7 games for the Giants. It really
well,
could.
with the Giants though, well, I think they're gonna be fine. Is they can do this. They can do something most teams can't do in the National Football League. Play Russian roulette with their quarterbacks. I mean, Russ, Jameis Winston, and Jackson Dart. Somebody in that group, the quarterback. Just be. We know Jameis won't be the one to win the quarterback battle because he turns the ball over too much. But Malik Neighbors is
he'll
really
swing
good.
it though.
Yeah, he can. But Malik Neighbors is really good. So
I
yeah,
thought the Giants drafted a wide receiver in his draft. I might be mistaken. I thought they had somebody that on the opposite side of neighbors, but I'm not seeing it. I must be thinking about somebody else. But Jalen Hyatt, he's the speedster. But the
Yeah.
ceiling, I did write ceiling for the Giants as 8-9, and I had the floor for the Cowboys at 7-10. So I can see them in my notes. I can see them interchanging. But it's gonna. When I looked at this schedule for the NFC East, it was very tough for me, man.
Yeah.
The teams, especially the reason I gave the Giants the record too, cause I saw the last like 6 or 7 games. They are not cakewalks. Maybe one might be a cakewalk, but the rest of them just like, yeah, that's a gauntlet.
I seen the Eagles schedule, and that seemed pretty tough as well.
Yeah, I think they play against the AFC North. I want to say that's who they play against, and I can't remember the other
That's a pretty
division.
tough schedule. I mean, especially after going 14-3, you would think things would get easier, but no.
No, hell no. You win the Super Bowl, you finna run that gauntlet.
Yep.
Yep,
But
that
you
is
know,
true. Well, this is what I saw with the Giants. So this is crucial right here. And in November, they have the 49ers, Bears, Packers, Lions, Patriots, Commanders, Vikings, Raiders, and Cowboys in January.
Mm.
who got them? Who got them?
Giants.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Because the Bears even got a good team, good defense. On paper, they do.
And
But
in October, they had the Saints, Eagles, Broncos, then Philly. Then the teams I just listed was November's.
They
that
go,
They got,
defense,
but you know what? They gonna end up upsetting somebody.
for sure.
Probably.
I'm not betting against the Giants this year. I don't know who. Cause like I said, it's gonna be an upset somewhere, and I'm not
Yep.
quite sure where it's gonna come from.
So
I probably had to see them week 1 through 7 to get idea what kind of Giants team it is.
I kind of don't look at schedules because injury happen, and like in the NFL versus the NBA or versus college, one player can derail your entire season. Like the Niners lose Trent Williams at left tackle, you might well just hang the season up. You gotta have Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. You gotta have Jalen Hurts. You gotta have certain guys. You gotta have. It's like those guys you can't lose. Like most, you wouldn't be able to lose Dre Greenlaw. You know what I'm saying? You need him in the middle of your defense, so you wouldn't be able to lose Bo Nix. It's just certain guys you can't lose. Now, if you lose a depth guy, that's cool. But who? The schedule look tough now, but injuries happen, and you know games change.
Whoever has the deepest team in the NFC East throughout the season will probably win the division. So,
Yeah.
like I said, it could be Eagles and Commanders at 1 and 2. Commanders got a pretty deep team now since they drafted really well and brought in free agents. So it's gonna be, man. If the Cowboys have a terrible season, I don't know what's gonna happen.
I know what's
So
gonna happen. The same thing that been happening the year before. It's
They
next
gonna
year's
have
their
to do
year.
something. That might be out of there. Somebody gonna
Sure,
get
this will be
moved.
Dak's last year. Joe Milton will be starting.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
That's one.
I'm about to say I ain't do no list, but coming right out the gate, I feel pretty high for Washington, man. I really think they could get 13 games, maybe even 14. I think they got a really good team, man.
They might. The only thing I say about Washington, I can see them having downfall is like the second
Yeah,
year for
they could have won. They
quarterbacks.
could have won 14 last year.
They could.
But they could have
If
lost. It was it, they,
They could. They
if it
had
that's
some
my
wasn't
close
for
thing.
like
games.
if it
They
wasn't
had a
for
lot of
like the
close
Steelers and
games.
Cowboys.
They won a Hail Mary game last year. So
Bears
that's what I'm
against the
saying.
Bears. Yep.
Their season could have went either way. I'm with most though. They got a really good roster, but here's the
Yeah,
problem,
man.
buddy. The problem how do they respond to being hunted? Because
Hunted by who though?
okay, you made
Texans.
the
Look at
NFC
what happened to
champion.
Texans.
You made the NFC championship game. You're talking
Mm-hmm.
about the Commanders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm saying look what happened to the Texans. CJ Stroud second year. They
Right.
figured
So
them out.
you're going into year 2, and who hunts? Everybody's going into that off season like we got to catch the Commanders and the Eagles. So you want to know who those people are? Niners, Rams, Bears, Lions, Tigers. I had Tigers in there because you know Lions, Tigers. But
Saints.
you get what I'm saying. It's like anybody that's you definitely got to throw Niners in there because the Niners want to flex a muscle, saying, "Hey, look, we still here." And you look over there,
I don't think none of no team is going to start Jaden Daniels. To be honest,
Lions,
bro,
they got
listen,
a bone to pick with Jaden. Lions fans, they
I
gonna
mean,
be
maybe. I mean, yeah, maybe Lions. I'm not. You know.
I'm gonna be honest. Jaden's
Hold
not
on.
gonna be Jaden's not
Wait.
gonna be the problem. He's not gonna be the problem. It's gonna be Cliff Kingsbury because Cliff Kingsbury. You remember him in Arizona? They get off the hot starts, but now he's his second year, and he's very predictable. Like that first year he had with Arizona, they made the playoffs. Y'all remember that? They were really good.
Mm-hmm.
That second year, you can still hear him falling. So now you go get him another piece, and you don't just go get him a piece. You go get him a guy that you have to line up everywhere to get involved because he can't get off press man. Let's see how he uses Debo. Let's see if he uses him like Kyle Shanahan. Because Debo ain't like they better sign Terry McLaurin too while we talking about that. Get him in the
right.
camp.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
It's gonna be interesting for sure about the Commanders. I still they got good running backs back there with Eckler and Brian Robinson. Wide receivers, I
Do
feel
y'all
like they
think?
can get, huh?
My bad. My bad to cut you off, Ben. But do y'all think Jason Daniels will have like an MVP type of season?
Who is that?
I think he's gonna be good. I think, but
Jason
he's gonna
Daniels.
look Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, Jaden
I
Daniels.
think I think he's gonna be good, but I think he's gonna run that wall that Stroud ran into because teams. First of all, you got to hit that kid. Have you seen that kid? That kid's not a physically imposing type of quarterback, so you need to get him. Because if you let him sit there and dissect the defense, man, it's surgical. He's not gonna be the problem, most. He's gonna be fine. It's the other stuff around him, and it's the offensive coach over there. Can he duplicate what he did? And I just don't think I don't believe in Cliff Kingsbury, but I believe in Daniels and the Commanders.
Yeah, it's not gonna be Jane Daniels. And I'll say this, man, I can see him actually having a better year than Lamar Jackson. How he been throwing and running with the football. I mean, teams couldn't figure it out. The lines, he gave lines a fit. And so I feel like Lamar should play more like Jane Daniels because Jane Daniels got an arm. He can make the throws, all the throws. And I feel like he can make, if he make the next step, his career can be on trajectory, way up past Lamar.
I don't know.
He was in MVP running. He was in MVP conversation. He was just a rookie. He was in MVP conversation. I was just saying, out from where I saw the tools, if he continued to develop, he have the ability to be better than Lamar.
If was a fifth, we all be drunk. He gonna have to do a lot. He gonna have to do a lot to be better than Lamar Jackson. Because you understand, Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP, Mr. Do Everything,
Mr. Regular Season Jackson.
Yeah, I agree. But right now,
I mean if you put Jaden on that Ravens team with Derrick Henry, like he had Brian Robinson, Thomason behind him and Eckler, or Eckler.
I get that, but I'm saying it still don't take away from what Lamar. If you take Lamar Jackson off the Ravens, they don't even make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true.
You take.
But I think that's more scheming too.
Jaden Daniels is a good quarterback. I just seen one. It's the sample size is too small. It's a slider. I know this dude over here is he's a freaking hamburger. He ain't no slide. Lamar is a man.
Yeah, like Flowers said in the comments, he said Lamar win dang near 70% of his games. Don't do that. Like I said, Mr. Regular Season Jackson does win 70% of his games, but in crunch time, we gotta stop it for Lamar. He gotta get over that hump, man.
But watch this though. If you're gonna use that metric with Lamar, we know that Breeze got one Super Bowl, and I'm not gonna discredit it. You know what you did do. But if you really think about it, he is a stat stuffer. Breeze, them Saints win in the regular season. But do that take away from his greatness? Hell no. Drew Brees is one of the best to ever play. Lamar Jackson is he's a lot better than if you gave Lamar Jackson what Jaden Daniels had at LSU in college, he'd have won that championship.
Yeah,
He'd have won that championship.
But we're talking about NFL right now. You saying don't give Lamar no receiver? He has everything he need. I feel like that Ravens team constructed is probably have better players than Commanders, except for Terry McLaurin's
I
another
can't
beast.
discredit a 2-time MVP, man.
Yeah, he
Can't
earned
do
them
it.
2-time MVPs, but man, at the same point of time, he got to win a Super Bowl. He can't keep
Okay,
getting
but
knocked
dude,
out.
You
Like
know
this.
what? Peyton Manning was going through the same thing
he
before
sure
he
will.
did.
Thank you, Moses. He will.
You know,
Yeah, he was.
Drew Brees was going.
a lot of people were trying to discredit Peyton on, you know, of what he was doing. But I mean, I wouldn't, because even before the Super Bowl, I'm like, this man's one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play. I don't know what y'all watching, you know, but
I'm gonna say this.
that's just me. You know what I'm saying? I say that because like, you know, Lamar Jackson, 2 times MVP, could throw, run, do it all. I mean, I can't discredit all
I'll
that
take
he
out
can
throw.
do.
Dude, listen. I'm gonna go on record saying this. I don't care if
Yeah,
you clip this.
yeah, I agree.
Peyton Manning
Oh, my
is
bad.
better than Tom Brady. Peyton Manning is better than Tom Brady. Much better. Tom Brady was in a better situation than Peyton Manning. Tom Brady was in a better situation than Tom Brady was in a better situation than Peyton Manning. You got to think about what that Patriot team hadn't been too long removed from the Super Bowl with Bill Parcells. So they was already building that. When Peyton got to the Colts, that was from the ground, from the soil. So I think when I look at Lamar Jackson going to the Ravens, the Ravens kind of folding and kind of losing their way after Flacco and his injuries. And Lamar was looked down on, and they drafted him. And now we know the Ravens like we know Jordan with the Bulls. We know Lamar with the Ravens. He is the Ravens.
We
Like,
need to see. Yeah, I agree with what Flower said about Josh Allen too, though. But we need, once you reach that certain level as a pro, it's time to see some hardware. It's time to see some.
But you know what,
that
Ben?
standard,
It takes a team to win, though.
Come on.
Lamar did not play like Lamar in that game versus the Chiefs. Like, he didn't play like he did week 1.
Okay.
He didn't take them run lanes when we were given to him.
Were they in position to win the game?
Yeah, it had a fumble by Zay Flowers, right?
No, it was Zay Flowers, and then come on now, Zay Flowers, not Lamar Jackson, dropped the pass. Then you had the tight end. The tight end dropped the ball on the goal line.
Yeah.
It wasn't Lamar Jackson. This is my thing. I look at it like this. I see what you see in Daniels, but it's too far down the road. And check this out.
Yeah.
Daniels came in the league 24 years old. He's
old.
He's supposed to be doing everything he's doing, Ben. Lamar coming in the league, young buck. The league was telling us that the way he plays will never win games. That's the wrong way to play football. I'll be John Brown if 80% of the league is dual threat quarterbacks.
Yeah. Even Tyler Shuck, he ran a 4.5. I was surprised.
The standard to play, what they say about Shedeur Sanders, he's not mobile enough. What? A black man run? And now when we were running,
RC, you mute, man. You
going out. I think your mic died. They cut him out. They cut him out. They said, stop it. Hey, what you say about black quarterbacks? Cut him.
It was too good, man. They had to cut you off, man.
You can't have them black quarterbacks Revolutionary.
Hey, Ben did that, man. Ben cut me off, man.
Nah, man.
Listen, it ain't VOL if my equipment don't go down. It ain't VOL if something don't happen. Lights go off, equipment shut down. I was preaching so hard. I guess the football guy said, me and brother shut my stuff down. But what I'm trying to tell you is, I'm so passionate about this because I myself doubted Lamar Jackson, and he proved me wrong. I didn't think he could do it, and he did it, and his standard of play is now the standard of play.
Yeah. That is true. Everybody want a dual threat quarterback now. Most teams quarterbacks can run, so
Everybody.
yeah,
They
almost
told
dang
they
near
told your
everybody.
door you're not mobile enough. Imagine that. The man can't run.
That's
Damn.
wild. So man, our eyes, RC right, our eyes gonna be on Jaden Daniels and Commanders. So that's gonna be a good thing to keep an eye on this coming up season. I have one more question before we get off the show. Most did the from the point of the draft to now, did the Steelers make all the right decisions and moves to get them to a point where they can win?
No. I mean,
What went wrong?
that damn coach is still there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's still there. I don't know why. You know, man, they could go. They could start the season 12-0, and you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna lose the rest and still make the playoffs.
Yep. Yep.
And gonna
Okay,
lose
now
that first, and they're gonna lose that first game because that's
yeah.
just what they always do.
Do you
Man,
think Mike? There's no way Mike Tomlin thinking like, man, I just want to keep a win the season. I just want to give my team a shot, and that's
what
what
would
he
they
that's what he going
last
into each season.
what were one of their last moves they made? I know they
Aaron Rodgers signing Aaron Rodgers was the last move, the last
oh
piece.
man, he's 40.
And Aaron
Anything
Rodgers
else?
came out and said this is last year.
That's it.
I don't
So they
should
didn't
have
draft for the
been
future. Well, they
last
drafted
year.
Will Howard. They drafted Will Howard for the future. But I think Mike Tomlin at this point, he just saying, I just need to get my team into place to have a chance instead of rebuild. I don't know
Bull
why.
crap. You say that and you trade Fitzpatrick. Why?
Yeah.
Well,
A healthy TJ Watt and Fitzpatrick. You always want a good line, good lineman, good linebackers. So
well, I'm,
what's the point?
That's a good solid question. What's the point? RC, go ahead.
so when you trade Mika Fitzpatrick for Jalen Ramsey, you just swapping players that are really good at their position. That's all you're doing. You're getting a star for a star. You get personality in your building that you struggle with, Tomlin. So all right. So this is what you did this offseason. You went and got a little bit older version of George Pickens and DK Metcalf. They crash out in moments when you need them to be sane. Okay. Then you get rid of Mika Fitzpatrick and you bring in Jalen Ramsey. Like I said, star for a star. So did you really get better there? Then, Mike Tomlin, you go out and you let what in your future and Justin Fields get out the door for, I'm talking about dude is done after this year. You wouldn't got it. It's like young and up and coming, possibly, or drafting young and up and coming, possibly. For a 40-year-old guy that's done, right back in that situation again, makes no sense to me. You let Najee Harris go because you didn't use him correct. Now he's in your division, still in the division, playing for a guy that knows how to use that type of running back, who now has two of those type running backs, both of them 6 foot, 230 pounds. Maury Hampton, and now you got Najee Harris playing for Jim Harbaugh, who run the football. Okay, that's another problem. Then you still got the same offensive coordinator who don't know what the hell he's doing, which you know how Aaron Rodgers is with guys who don't know what they're doing. He's going to overrule everything he's trying to do. Do our Steelers win the division and make a deep playoff run? No. I think they finish, like you said, most well enough to make the playoffs and do what they traditionally, and they'll be back in the same thing. I just want to send my thoughts and prayers. I just want to send my thoughts and prayers out to the Pittsburgh Steelers fans.
Cause I'm telling you,
Groundhog
man,
Day for them every year.
Mike Tomlin, he keeps getting away with this. You know what I'm saying?
He getting away with it.
He keeps getting away with. Look, if you were gonna sign Aaron Rodgers, you might well have asked Ben Roethlisberger to come back. You might as well. That's how I feel.
Yep. Call Phillip Rivers and see what he got.
Like you said, like I'm glad they got Will Howard. I think he'll be decent in the league, but it's like you drafted the quarterback and you signed this old ass man.
Yeah.
If it was me, I would have just kept Najee Harris you can still draft Will Howard. At least you have a decent running back with that. And as far as Fitzpatrick with Jalen, I mean, I like Jalen Ramsey now. He's
Yeah, I
still
do.
one of the top corners in the league, and I can see how that trade could work. But at the same time, I mean, Fitzpatrick, he's such a versatile player. Like, not everything is going to show on the stats. He's a great
Did
leader.
Tyler
Yeah,
Lockett sign with them?
Ooh, that's a good question. I forgot who he signed with. I can look it up real quick.
He might have signed with the Rams. I don't know who he signed with. I think Tyler Lockett might have signed with them. If he did, we got to look at that roster. And it's never been about talent with at this point of Rodgers' career, because even the Jets had talent at wide receiver. My issue with how motivated are you in your last season, and then
he signed with the Titans.
sounds like, but how motivated are you in your last season to learn? I don't think he's gonna learn new offense. He's probably gonna be calling it offense, but yeah, the
Who,
Steelers.
Mike Tomlin?
No. Andrew's gonna be, calling offense. Think they
I
got
was about to say, who's the offensive coordinator? Arthur Smith?
Arthur, the guy that was in freaking, and didn't know how to use the players he had over
That's what I'm
there.
saying. Like, Mike always been bad hiring offensive coordinators. It makes no sense.
The only one he had that was really good was Bruce Arians.
The only one.
Yep.
Like I said, Mike Tomlin, he made the wrong decision of drafting Will Howard. What he should have done was get Shador. If he knew I had a idea Aaron Rodgers was gonna play for 1 year, he should just brought in Aaron Rodgers, let Shador sit for that year. Then he would have a viable quarterback going on into how many seasons. But he
But
didn't.
but
He shored up the offense. I mean, they didn't really do nothing in the draft.
but hold on. But in a way, if you're gonna draft a quarterback, you could have just kept Justin Fields.
I think he didn't like how Justin Fields was moving the ball downfield. He didn't like the passing game.
Justin Fields wasn't that bad.
That's what, the Steelers fans and the Steelers players like Justin Fields. But it was Mike Tomlin. He didn't like how the passing game was being coordinated.
You could work with that. He had room for improvement, but I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on in these folks' head.
I don't understand what the Steelers are doing, because we don't know how Will Howard going to process. He wasn't all that great for Ohio State, but they drafted an old lineman, old tackle in the first round, a center in the second round, receiver in the third round, a linebacker in the third, and so on, 2 defensive backs in later rounds. So it's just like, I didn't feel like they didn't get better on the offensive side of the ball. So now they got DK Metcalf, Calvin Austin as the second receiver, and Scotty Miller.
Yeah.
I mean, what's they gonna do? And then what? They bring in Jonas Smith. They already got 2 other tight ends there.
The Farmers was pretty good. They got 2 tight ends.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
And then, like I said, you trade Jalen. Jalen, he haven't been the same about 2 years. After that injury, he been up and down. I think that's why the Dolphins got off of him. So the moves they've been making doesn't make any sense for the future or for whatever they trying to do, because this team's not ready to go to the Super Bowl at all.
But you know who Mike Tomlin reminds me of? Mike Tomlin reminds me of a crooked pastor. I'm gonna explain to you why. Let follow me on this and tell me if this ain't spot on. You know how the crooked pastor keeps getting caught doing things he shouldn't be doing, and because he speaks well, they forgive him, and he's just a man, or he's a man of God, or they'll give him some out because he speaks well. Mike Tomlin is a very well-spoken brother. He can make it sound great, and it sounded great early in his career when he talks. He commands a room. He says all this. It's a great motivational speech. But the one thing about speaking great, if you don't deliver, it just all sounds like noise. You dig what I'm saying? And that's how it is. That's why I compare him to a crooked preacher. They speak great, but they don't deliver sometimes on the thing that they preaching on. And I love Mike Tomlin. I don't want to bash the brother, but you're not delivering. You're over promising and under delivering, bro. So at some point, them Steeler fans are like those Cowboys and Niners and Colts and those, those blue blood teams that people just love, Patriots. Them people getting tired, bro. They getting tired and they can't be fooled. They sound like most. They sum up. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I don't
man.
think they got the guts to fire him. I don't think they got the balls to fire him. They'll train
Well,
him.
they only had 3 coaches in their entire history, right?
Imagine bragging about that. I mean, hell, you got to eventually make a
He
move.
said
I mean, no, I hope the rest
Hey,
of them.
bragging about that when the man only got one Super Bowl?
For sure.
You went to went
He's no
to
different.
one.
He's no different than Mike McCarthy. Same deal. Same deal. That one Super Bowl, he rolled that to a couple jobs.
We're gonna see if he made the wrong decision. He let Shador go to the Browns, a rival, and if Shador pans out, they're gonna have to see that twice a year, and they're gonna have have remembrance of what they could have had. Instead, they looking at Will Howard and saying like, "Dang, Mike Tomlin, what did you do?"
Yeah.
So
he's somewhere right now, looking at a piece of paper, talking about, to be a champion, you have to eat champion flakes. Some kind of speech.
and Rogers talking about ayahuasca.
Yeah, he's talking about ayahuasca. And he got married secretly this past off season. So he probably thinking about his marriage. He probably thinking about retiring. He ain't thinking about football.
Thinking about that dope.
If you watch Tomlin talk, when his eyes get big, something really good finna come out of his mouth. Like he said some real shit. Like, you got in the press conferences and talking. Men gotta be men in men situations. You be like, no shit, but they ain't being men in men situations.
Right.
Like it's time to turn the grapes into wine. I'm like, dude, all right, dude, like, come on, bro. We got it.
No, and no young YNs at the still receiver core, they want trying to hear all that.
They're like, did he just say men gotta be men when men gotta be men? Like, what else we gonna be?
I don't know. They expect DK to be the leader, but I don't know. We're gonna see.
Crash out.
All right, guys. Man, we are brought to you by Bet Us. We got your game. MLB going on, WNBA. We seeing Angel Reese average getting all the rebounds, averaging double-doubles and triple-doubles, me bounds. We have what else we got going on? I think that's about it. Just baseball and
no swimming, no wrestling.
Training camp. We had National Strawberry Day on Monday. Monday was National Strawberry Day. Just in case anybody
didn't know that.
They
did not know that.
But we're at that point, guys, where we don't have any sports. But guess what? July is training camp, and it's finna. When it started, it ain't gonna stop for a while. So hang in there.
Well, we got NASCAR. I don't know if you can bet on NASCAR. We got that going on.
No, like Bubba Dub. No.
I watch rally.
Rally.
Man,
what's that?
Like the rally cars.
Yeah, man. Them drifting.
That is much more exciting. I ain't gonna lie to you.
F1 is going on too, I think.
Man,
I guess it's racing season. Everybody start your engines.
I watch a lot of YouTube, so I seen Goldberg, and I said, this gotta be old. No, Goldberg is wrestling again. I'm like, man, what in the world is wrong?
Yeah, they trying to get him out of there. They trying to write up his storyline.
Like,
man.
Bro, why in the world do wrestlers like wrestlers and rappers never let go? You know what I'm saying? Like seeing Snoop Dogg,
Jim Jones.
You like sit your ass down.
Master P officially retired this past weekend.
Dude, but I mean, I just don't.
They show video.
When I saw Goldberg in the ring and he kneeled down and give her a spear, I thought about his kid. Well, I thought about every injury possible. Like, dude,
ACL, MCL.
Yeah, I heard they trying to write up that story.
LL Cool J. If that's a ligament, LL Cool J, that's gonna pop too. Like, man, sit your tail down, bro.
Like Fat Joe said, he said they got bills to pay.
Yeah. Hey, you making bills, doctor bills. Sit your ass down. Like, let the young people have it. LeBron, like you too.
Oh my goodness. All right, man. We got our Kobe Day had greatest in the merch shop. We steady adding more players. Thinking about doing another Angel Reese shirt.
That's dope. That Kobe shirt is dope.
Yes,
Fun fact
man. They
about Kobe. Fun fact about Kobe before we go, man. Kobe, you notice how a lot of the guys who tear their Achilles, how they automatically go down and they just be, in pain. Not only did Kobe shoot a free throw with that Achilles, but did y'all see him trying to put it back in place? Did you see him trying to set his foot back down? Like, that dude was wired different. Like, I had Achilles. You're going to go down. You're not going to think about trying to do nothing as a human. And that cat, I was seeing Halliburton and seeing Tatum and Leonard go down and even Kevin Durant, they just look like they've been shot. You know what I'm saying? Kobe just, I don't know, he was just made out of something different, man. God rest his soul.
He was that Mamba mentality.
And
Man,
people have the nerve to disrespect him.
man,
I know. Tracy McGrady going on there. I was like, come on, guys. Come on.
It comes
All
along
right.
with it.
It does. Man, we had a great time on the show, man. It's been 2 weeks since we've been on. Man, we appreciate the love and support. Life get busy. We're gonna be back in full force when the NFL season start. So thank y'all for rocking with us. Until next time, we out of here.
Peace, y'all.